Okay. I've tried many times to make video today, and the technology is not wanting to cooperate. So I've just decided to go old school, go to the board. Hope you can read this okay, and hope that this example will help you. Probably have a few interruptions as we're doing this. That'll be all right. I'll just pause and come back if I have to, okay? So we are going to transform this equation into the standard form equation of a circle. And it doesn't look like an equation of a circle right now. So we're going to remedy that, all right? What we want to do is do something called completing the square. First thing you want to do is you want to rearrange these terms. Get the x's together, get the y's together. So here we go, x squared. Do I see a 14x there? Let's bring it on over. What we're going to do is leave a little space and put an addition sign there. We're going to do something with that in a second. All right, let's put the y's down. It's a positive y squared. Then we have a 16y. Again, I'm going to leave a little space. I'm going to do something with that. Then there's this 91 here that needs to move. This is the constant. It is actually going to have something to do with your radius. So let's get it on over to the right-hand side by making it a negative. It's a positive there, move it over, you get a negative. Now, we've already got two blanks set up over here on the left because we are going to be doing something to get some numbers and adding them to the left-hand side of this equation. So the rule of algebra is do unto one side as you do unto the other. So that means whatever we're adding to the left, we're going to have to add to the right to keep this thing fair and balanced, okay? Okay, so to complete the square, what we're going to do is this. We're going to look at our coefficient on our x term, which is 14. We're going to take half of that, 7. Then we're going to square it. Whatever number that is that you get when you square it, that is the number we're going to put in our blank and add to the side of the equation. Now, if we add it here, we've also got to add it here. So that's why I'm adding 49 to both sides, keeping it balanced. All right, do the same thing with our y here. We're looking at 16y, so let's take half of that coefficient, which is 8. Then we're going to square that. Is 64. So that is the number we need here in this blank. So 64 and then 64 again. So we're keeping this equation balanced again by adding that same number to both sides. So technically we really haven't done anything to it because it's still balanced. Okay, so the next step is you want to think about how could we write this 3-term trinomial as a binomial squared? Well, one of the ways you can do that is think about how would I factor that? This is kind of going back to some algebra 2. How we would factor it is, think about what are the factors of 49 that add to be 14? Factors of 49 that add to be 14. Well, that's a positive 7 and a positive 7. So that's how we can rewrite that trinomial as 2 binomials, but can we write it as a binomial squared? Yes. X plus 7, we have 2 of them, so we could write that as x plus 7 quantity squared. Or we're going to do the same thing with the y's here. How could we think about writing that as a binomial square? Well, let's factor it first. So what factors of 64 add to give you 16? That's a plus 8 and a plus 8, right? How could we write that as a binomial square? Well, we have 2 of them. So y plus 8 squared. Now, technically, all this stuff's still added together, so our plus sign goes there in the middle. And then all we need to do is to clean up this number on the right by adding those together. So let's do a negative 91 plus 49 plus 64, and that is 22. If I have done that correctly, I don't think I did. So there is your equation of a circle. You can see your center is going to be at -7, -8, and then the radius, we would do the square root of 22 to find that.